What's up, people? How you guys doing? It's what day is it, man? Wednesday. What the heck? Well, I guess I have a question for you all. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday evening? We need some cutoffs. I'm getting a little set up here if you guys couldn't tell. Cutoffs. I gotta change that. Alright, that's good. Okay. Sup, people? Sup? Let's do this thing, man. Let's do this thing. Dearest strat Marvel champions. Wait a minute. Why is that like that? Oh, I thought I broke my keyboard for a second there. Lakers bodyguard sending over $2. Dude, thank you very much. Saying late? Question mark. Wow, Beaver, and on your birthday? Question mark. Happy B-Day. Lakers bodyguard, thank you very much for the $2, man. Appreciate it. You know, I was just out celebrating my 4,000th birthday this year. Slap. Thank you for the 2, though, dude. Yeah, man, I know. I was a little bit late tonight. Had some things that I had to do before I could start the stream, so... You know, the usual excuses I give for being late, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's the truth. Anyway, let's get a tweet out. I don't even know what to tweet today. What do we say today? Shark sending over $2, Sammy. Maybe one day he'll be here on time. Hashtag happy birthday. I wouldn't count on it. Hey, I'll have you know that I've been on time at least 4 times this year, and that's pretty good. It's way more than 4 actually. It's at least once a month. So, but okay. Thank you very much, Shark. What do I tweet out tonight? Hey there, hi there, ho there, sup, star. My jar's a little bit low. Have you been drinking out of my water jar? Seems a bit low. Bring us! I am now live! Tweet! Let's get out of here. Who knows with these tweets anymore, man? I have no idea what I'm doing. What's up, everybody? At least once a month, 4 times this year. You know this is the 6th month, right? Of maybe the calendar that you follow, Star. I didn't say what calendar I was following. What's up, Doobs? Dreaming. What's up, everybody? Who was the first one here? So Donut Cop's first here. Followed by Flav Spam, Sean Kelly, Ghost Man, Shark, Captain America, Oh Juice. Oh Juice. I was gonna say OJ, and then I was trying to change it to Orange Juice, and I was a little too slow with it. It came out O Juice. What's up, Justin Gray, Miguel, Blaze, Goder? What's up, people? Demiok going, ah! Is that you jumping off of something really tall in Minecraft or something? Were you late because you were putting on pants or taking them off? Surprisingly, I'm wearing pants right now. Actually, I mean, since I moved, maybe it's not that surprising. There's still sometimes that I there's still sometimes that I stream without pants on, but I actually stream a lot more with pants these days than without. And that is, I don't know, the area just feels like I need to be wearing pants. It's a little bit of a classier area, you know what I mean? The older areas, it's like, you know, or like the older area that I was in. Not that it was an older area in general, but the my previous home. You know, felt like I lived at the dump kind of thing, where it's like anything goes. It's all right. What's up, lags, man? You getting ready for this Namor grind? I don't know if I'm doing it, man. I don't know if I'm doing this Namor grind. I've been going back and forth on it like crazy. I also don't know if I'm doing the Strange grind. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't know what I'm doing these days. You know what? I want to dump my energy, but I also want to use my 6-star champions right now. This will put me up to 9 million after I burn these guys. I decided I'm also not going for the 12 million shards. I'm just going to go for more milestones, because I didn't really get any arena in today after doing uncollected during the daytime. I said screw arena after that. Doing a man, need a cool new champ. Namor is that guy. I know, dude. He is really cool. He's super cool. I just feel like I'm going to burn all of my units. And it's coming at a really bad time, his arena. So yeah. Brian, today has been great. I woke up at 8. Sounds reasonable, right? Right? Wrong. I woke up at 8 for sure, but in the PM, what have I done? Demiak, you've broken space and time, and now you must stay up until 8 PM the next night, where you can go to bed at a reasonable hour. Could you give me some TV show recommendation to watch on Netflix? On Netflix? I don't know, man. What was the last thing I even watched on Netflix? It's been a while. You know, I watched. Actually, this was all right. This was not bad. A couple of the episodes, at least. I don't remember the name of it. It was like about the. I think there's multiple ones. I saw multiple ones, but I didn't see them all. But there was like a 70s, 80s, 90s, or something like that, where they just kind of go through a little bit of like the pop culture history, a little bit, and show like some of the music and stuff. It got into like politics, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I don't really care about this. They started talking about presidents and stuff like that. But it was like TV shows and movies, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. A little trip down memory lane, you know. I mean, memory lane. I mean, for some of it, I wasn't even alive for, but I watched a couple of episodes for the 90s. Of course, I was there, but I don't remember the name of the show. Does anyone? Good Omens. Sneaky Pete. Yeah, these definitely weren't the name of the show, but I'm assuming you're just giving him other shows. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go open up Netflix right now. We'll figure this out and get to the bottom of it. Oh, it's just the 90s. The 90s and the 80s. That's what it's called. That was pretty well done. Oh, jeez. It's pretty well done. It's I Love the 80s, 90s setter from VH1. No. That's not it. I mean, maybe it's produced by the same people. I don't know. But I've seen those VH1 shows a long time ago. Oh, God. I've seen a few of those, at least. Those were all right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I'd like them today. I don't know if I would like them today or not. I watched them when I was like, I don't even know how old I was. But I remember them being pretty good, at least. But this was different. So the same, never watched it on Netflix thinking it was the same thing. No, it's different. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch Netflix all that much, so. Debbie, don't stay up that long. I did 57 straight. I was miserable. I believe it. ABG, just finished your day stream and sorry to hear about your bad 6-star pull. Oh, no, man. It was a good 6-star pull. How do you keep your composure when you pull such trash? Oh, man. I've gotten so much crap for it. You know what? Okay, next time I pull a really good champion, I'm actually going to be mad. Like, I mean, you know, I'm gonna pretend to be mad. It's gonna have to be pretend, of course. But I'll show you guys what it would look like if I was actually mad about something like that. Cause yeah, man, I've gotten a lot of crap about Aegon first, and now Omega, which of course are great champions. But here's the thing. Okay. Listen. I was not mad about the poll. I need to say that right now. However, there's something that you guys need to understand. I sit here every single night answering the same question over and over about Omega Red. Hey, does Omega Red need to be awakened? You guys know the answer. The people who are here all the time have heard me answer that question over and over. Yes, he pretty much needs to be awakened. Not only that, but he needs to be decently high sig level. How am I supposed to get a decently high level 6-star? It's impossible. I don't even have a sig level on a 6-star, which is great. That is not a complaint. But there's no way for me to have this guy in any usable fashion anytime remotely soon. So, like, I wouldn't rank him up. He's going to be weaker and inferior to my 565 champion in every single way. Outside of the fact that I guess he has adrenaline, but that's it. So, I'm not mad about the poll. You're just greedy. I'm not mad about the poll, but, like, what am I supposed to do? Pretend that I'm all excited because I'm about to use this guy somewhere? He's not going to get used. I'm not gonna fake being happy, like, or not being happy, like, cause I am happy. Damn it, I need to keep saying that. I hate you guys for for making me think this way. But I'm not gonna pretend like he's gonna change the way I play the game in any way at all. You know, I'm just happy that he's a new champion that I can use in arena, basically. Man deserves 5-star King, 5 King Groots in a row. Is that what you're saying, Dreamin'? Jesus, dude. I wouldn't mind 1 King Groot, but I don't know 5. Dude never duped a 6-star and pulls a Mega, and he's B-mannying. Man, I hate you. Does Omega need the dupe? Son of a shark. Do you spend money on this game? No, I don't. I just think a little more fanfare will help streamers, confetti, royalty-free music, etc. I mean, maybe. Should have just popped it off stream. Should have just popped it off stream. And then not uploaded the video. B. Daniels sent over $2 saying, does Omega need awaken? I miss you and good night. B. Daniels, you go to sleep already? Alright, man. Thank you for the 2, dude. You're missed around these parts as well. And does he need the awakening? I mean, I don't know. You know what? I need to learn more about Omega. I don't really know much about him yet. So, yeah. But thank you, B. Daniels. What the fudge is up, Bri Guy? What up, J Divine? I said hi to you in your earlier stream 3 times, but you must have missed me. Sucks because you're supposed to see me out of the 1.4K people you had watching. Just kidding, I love you. What's up, Jay? Yeah, man, I must have missed you completely. Sometimes I see people's names, and I'm just rambling on about something, but I can't stop my ramblings to talk. But in this case, I actually never even saw you. I believe you, though. But hope you're having a good night and all that. Use that Omega Red to make a video comparing the two. That way you do not need to answer the question and explain. You get to say, I made a video, search my channel. Yeah, I still feel like a dick when I say that. So I feel like I'm gonna answer it either way. Which I don't mind. I don't mind answering that question. It doesn't, you know. That's what the stream's all about. Talking about MCOC. But I mean, it's a good idea. I can use that Omega Red for video purposes, and then maybe people will understand. So, ABG, I feel you've had 6-star Aegon for over a month. He's done nothing for me. Pulling him is both a blessing and a curse. Dude absolutely needs to be awakened. Yeah, like that's the he's great. There's zero reason to complain, which is why like I'm not complaining about it. The only reason I'm even talking about it is because other people are mad that I'm not like jumping over the moon here about pulling him. Like it's great that I got him the one time. I hope I get him again. But until then, like if I get him again, then you'll see a bit more of a reaction because I'll actually be able to use him. You know. I'll trade you my ghost for your Omega. I would love that, dude. Uber Soul. Let's hook it up, man. Let's do it. New champ, check. God tier, check. Happy about it? Nope. Ah, son of a man. Yeah, my rank 5 Omega, Sig 180 sits on the bench because F Awakening. Dude, B. Daniels, you gotta get him to Sig 200. It's the only way he's useful. No, I'm just kidding. Mine actually used to sit on the bench, legitimately. Actually, he sat on defense. I don't know if you guys remember that, where like I got him, I awakened him, ranked him up, all that stuff, and then I just never did anything with him. Can we confirm whether Omega needs the dupe or not? I'm going to make an entire video series now just because of this. It's going to be 10 hours in length of me just going through all the various areas of the game with and without the Awakened Omega. Comparing the two. There will be no summary. It'll just be a brutal watch for anyone who dares. The Forbidden Finger. Send it over $1. Where's your last one at? Man, as a point, Nebula will be more useful as a champ over Omega and Aegon for a while. Absolutely. Absolutely, dude. I love the fact that I got Nebula. Like, she's amazing. Honestly, I'm going to take things a step further here. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do this now that you said that, Forbidden Finger. I'm going to do it now that you said it. Out of all the champions that I could have pulled, until I awaken Aegon and Omega, most of the other champions actually would have been better. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I just want your dupes to start rolling in. I don't care about anything else. Wow, dude. It's messed up, man. Just cause you're getting duped storms left and right. Don't wish that luck upon me, dude. Are you having children's? I am not having children's. I am pregnant, however. It's mostly burritos. And I will give birth to them, but no kids. Alright, this will be my last round. Let's just throw in a low level. All the way down the list. What's going to be the cutoff for 4-star Doctor Strange? 4-star Doctor Strange, not too high. I don't know, I'll say around like 5.5, 6 million, something like that. Possibly lower, but I'm not sure, you know? Ah, son of a... This Morningstar is not awakened. If this Morningstar was awakened, would have been pretty good to use him here. Third of my 6s have been dupes. That's pretty brutal. Mortal Iron Fist still better than Omega. Yeah. Well, I need a tier list. 1, Omega Awaken is great, and 2, Omega Unawakened is not great. End list. P.S. I hope you dupe Rocket, man. You're right, I could make a tier list of just Omega Red. The Omega Red tier list. Which do you guys think is better, Awakened or Unawakened? We need to talk about this. This needs to be a discussion. Please put lots of comments in the video as well about it. BG, my boy opened 6-star dorm for me. Cody, that's awesome, dude. And since I don't have a 6-star, Worth rank 2 took Corvus to rank 5. Also tell Bethany to hurry up with script. She's sitting next to me. Oh no! Bethany, I didn't say this. This is coming from Cody. Don't be mad at me for saying this. But Cody, that's awesome, dude. got that rank 5 Corvus. Very nice. So the birth of a SIG 80 rocket in the Alliance today. Oof, that's pretty brutal. You doing any of those home births? Well, I try to make sure they're home births every once in a while. You know, not at home when the birthing happens. Hey Brian, just sub man, going for my first uncollected run completion. Awesome, dude. I wish you the best of luck. It's a good month to try to get your first uncollected completion done. There's some tough things about it for sure, but I feel like with some practice, the new champions aren't as bad as some of the previous months, I would say. Like I would say the Human Torch month that we had, for me that one was personally more difficult, and then of course the uncollected Thanos fight, nameless Thanos, whatever you want to call it, more difficult. So I think Nebula and Gulk are the only 6 stars I've ever actually used outside of arena/defense. Dude, it's the oddball 6 stars that get used more, because the thing is, you know, of course, when you have the opportunity to like awaken some of these champions, it's not as interesting as when you get like, you know, a beast of a champ like Aegon awakened. So these guys don't get the play, they don't get the rank of materials of your 5 stars. When you pull my 6s, it feels good. She says she hates me now, thanks. Alright, good. as long as it ain't me. Hey Brian, thinking about selling my Omega Red because he's awakened. I heard he's no good with his jupe, so maybe I'll get lucky and pull him again. Damiak, I wish you the best of luck, man. BG pulled 5-star Symbiote Supreme today. Is worth generic gem or save it? Have a good one. Tony, I would say probably not worth it. He's a great champion. And if it was a Mystic gem, I would say, yeah, it might be worth it. It's probably worth it. He's got super high prestige. And let's change up this team a little bit here. Let's get more synergy stuff going. Super high prestige. He's a really useful champion. But his awaken ability is not totally necessary. It's a fine awaken ability. I like it. But just not enough to feed him a generic, I would say. However, if you do need the prestige or something like that, then hey, you do what you got to do, and we've all had to awaken some champions that we maybe wanted to save the gem for someone else or something like that in the past. But yeah, I would still just rank him up and use him unawakened, personally. BG, I'm stuck on Wolverine Realm of Legends using the 550 Omega Red, and I've tried your strategy with Omega, but my Omega's lock-on degen is just too weak. Yeah, I gotta say, that strategy that I used for Wolverine and Realm of Legends, it wasn't really meant to be like, this is the ideal way to handle the fight type of strategy. It was kind of just like, well, this is my only option, and you know, let's see if I can do it type of thing. It's kind of tough to pull off with him, to be honest, man. And I was also using a much stronger one, like you said, where the degen is much higher. So if he healed up, you know, can still get through it. But with a 550, it's gonna be pretty tough, man. Do you, by any chance, have any other good options with you? Void is one of the better synergies for Omega Red. Do you perhaps have a Void on the team? Because he is possibly one of the best champions at taking down Wolverine without needing to rely on anyone else on the team or anything like that. I'm trying to think of dumb poop to say, but I'm afraid he'll take me seriously. I would take you seriously. This month will be one of my first ones since getting Uncollected 2. Done 4 to 5, but then Thanos arrived and I didn't even bother trying. It takes time. It definitely takes time, yeah. You didn't try at all on Thanos, though? Oh, that makes me sad, because, you know, he was tough, but I think it's... I think some people who didn't try, if they did, would have gotten the fight down and would have taken him out and would have felt really satisfying, probably. But, hey, at the same time, I understand, you know, not all content is for everybody. Maybe that would not have been something enjoyable for you. So... Hey, what does it mean by ramping up champions? Eric C and say that Co-Obsidian will be better in the future. Ramping up champions, I mean, it kind of varies depending on the champion you're talking about, but usually it means that they don't have insane damage or abilities right out of the start of the fight. So someone like Star-Lord, who gains damage the higher his combo is, that's an example of him like ramping up over time throughout the fight alongside his combo meter, basically. So a champion like Cole, I haven't played him much, but I know he has like missions to complete and everything. So in his case, ramping up would mean just, you know, completing the missions for the later fights. Same thing like Corvus, where, you know, he takes a few fights to fully ramp up his damage potential and everything. There's a lot of champions like that, which is good. Honestly, I think that's one of the most fun kind of mechanics you can put in the game. Not just for using the character, and sometimes it doesn't feel good. Like certain characters, ramping up with them, it can feel kind of bad. But it's good because let's say you're going up. Let's use Star-Lord as the example again. It's fun to play him and just watch the numbers over the course of the fight go higher and higher, and it feels like you really have control. Ooh, I just realized my Streamlabs thing is still muted here. And it's fun to have. I'll check that super chat in just a sec, bananas. And it's fun to, like, you know, really feel like you're getting stronger throughout the course of the fight. But then at the same time, you know, when you fight a Star-Lord yourself, you're not like blown away instantaneously by his damage. Whereas like the champions that don't really have any type of ramp up time to them, they can feel good right out of the gate as soon as the fight starts. But at the same time, when you fight them, you also have a chance of just instantly exploding. We need, you know, the game needs both. I'm not saying it, you know, either of them should be excluded from the game or anything like that. But I'm just saying, in general, I'm a fan of design like that. Oh, don't take down wall. Okay. I pulled 6-star hood the other day. I thought of Pete, but smirked evil like as I did. Wow, that is pretty evil, dude. That's pretty evil. Oh, Pete wants that hood, dude. Pete really wants that hood. B. Daniels, thank you very much for another buck, though. I will... Alright, I won't take down the wall, but I will bump everyone up to $3. That's the only time I'm doing an even bump tonight, though. Do not donate anymore. Assuming that I will be even bumped. I don't know why I'm doing it that way, but sometimes I feel like I need to rule the stream with an iron fist. I don't know why I said that either. It doesn't make any sense. Aegon is too OP. When duped, I literally took a sip of my apple juice, and he destroyed my Spidey 5-star in a few hits. Yeah, man. He gets pretty nutty. He gets pretty nutty indeed. Alright, let's do one more quest. This is the third time I'm asking you, do you watch anime? I do not watch anime, no. The only anime I've ever watched is Dragon Ball Z. And even then, I didn't see all the episodes. Not because I didn't want to, by the way, but only because Cartoon Network wouldn't show all the episodes. They kept looping it starting over. I'd watch, I don't know, 50 episodes or something like that. I go to watch the 51st episode the next day, the same time that I've been watching all these other episodes, and suddenly they're right back to episode 1. Like, what the hell, man? Then they go through the entire series again, And I'm angry the whole time, but it's getting back to where I was again, and I'm trying to see, okay, are they gonna do it to me again, man? Are they gonna screw me over again and not continue on to the 51st episode? Oh, this time they show it. Awesome. I'm relieved. Another 10 episodes goes by. Boom. They're back to the first episode again. What the hell, man? 2 or 3 times like that, and I was finally tapped out. This is before YouTube existed. There's probably other ways to watch it, but I didn't know any at the time. Okay, now really I'm going to bed. Up in 5.5 hours. Alright, B. Daniels. Have a good one, man. Get some rest. Did I say what's up to you already, Dragon? I saw your name pop up before. It's one of those things where I was probably rambling on and never actually said what's up. But in my head, I thought it. Ugh, guess who has allergy test tomorrow and may get pricked by a bajillion tiny needles? I've never taken one of those, but they sound painful. BG, what do you do with excess tier 1 basic catalysts? I just sell them. They give a tiny amount of gold and tiny amount of tier 2 basics. And then I get some tier 2 in the overflow and I sell those too. I only sell them when they're about to expire though. Because you never know when you need to use a bunch or something. Did you already watch the motion comic? Yes. I couldn't remember. Yeah, I did watch it. I couldn't remember if I did or not, but I think I was grinding at the time, so I was only half paying attention. I did watch it, not on stream. I can't watch the motion comics on stream anymore. I got copyright stricken by the story so far, part 3 or whatever, the last one we watched, which is pretty annoying. Getting allergy test by Ebony Maw. ABG, which is a normal time to hit top 100 for Legends run? It varies every month. I would say it's usually around 3 hours and 25 minutes these days, something like that, give or take, depending on how fast the month is. This past month, have the results been out for probably not, right? Probably like the next couple days or something like that. Or maybe early next week, something. But yeah, the last month with the Thanos boss was probably an extremely fast month, since you didn't really have to explore one of the quests, essentially. 2 of the quests, technically, since, you know, if you're counting both Heroic and Master, so that greatly sped up some runs. Brian, it always makes me nervous when I'm on some of these sites downloading Minecraft mods. There's 4 download buttons on my screen, and I have to figure out which one isn't an ad. I hear you on that, man. I'm scared of downloading stuff just in general. Like, dude, I don't download anything anymore, man. I don't know if I have any viruses in my system right now. I hope I don't. But back in the day, man, I used to get all kinds of viruses. Which I understand immediately sounds like I was up to no good. Downloading sketchy things. But, you know, it was just like emulators or something like that, or even just like going, man, I swear, I would go to, this is like back when I was playing World of Warcraft, I would go to a, or I would do a search for like something in World of Warcraft, and you know, there's a couple of like very, very legit sites that everybody uses, like Wowhead for anyone that plays or has played or something like that. Like that's a totally safe one, everything. But every once in a while, you know, they didn't have the information I needed, and I would click on a link, and I was like, I could just tell immediately, like, oh no, I just got a virus. like this is a problem. And then, sure enough, like a few days later, my account would be hacked, and all of my items stripped from my characters, sold to the vendors, and then they would mail off any resources, and then sell that stuff. Emulator of what? Like consoles. Super Nintendo style stuffs. But some of them were sketchier than others, I guess. I don't know. Alright, anyway, let's hit the arena, man. Just sitting around, doing nothing. Oh, that's right. I gotta grind the 3-star a bit more. I gotta finish this up. This is gonna take another 15 rounds or so because I'm boosting all the way there, so it won't be too bad. This is all I'm gonna put up in the 5-star featured. I really wanted to hit like 13 mil this time, get the final milestone and everything, but just couldn't quite get there. And now that I'm stopping at 9, I totally regret putting time in that arena. I should have just got all the milestones out of the 4-star featured, but I'm gonna grab whatever I can out of these 3 arenas before it's over. Starting, I guess. You know what? Let's start here. Let's get my 550s on cooldown, and I could use them after the stream. Let's do that. Is there anyone who fully or partially counters Omega Red apart from Gulk? Like most of the robots do. Pretty much. Because Omega Red, all of his abilities rely on him getting spores on the opponent, basically. And against robots, the spores stack up 4 times slower. And man, do you feel it. It's excruciatingly slow whenever you have to use Omega Red versus a robot. And essentially, if you're using a robotic character against Omega Red, robots, actually, I would say robots are better than Gold counters, by the way, for Omega Red. But yeah, if you're using a robot against Omega Red, it feels like you never have to worry about the spores at all. Because by the time you push his power meter up high enough, and you have to bait out a special anyway, so you're backing off naturally. Spores drop off. Even if you push him to a special 2, the spores stack up so slowly that the death field from the special 2 really doesn't do that much damage. And yeah, it's awesome. What's up, Pete? Scared to see Namor Arena cutoff? I know, me too. Good night, I'm out. It's 2 a.m. where I am, but love you, BG. PS, happy birthday. All right, man, thanks for the birthday wishes. It's birthday 4,732. Have a good one. Have a good night. How much do you play after the stream? Like another couple hours of grinding? Sorry, heard you say after. That depends on the night. I mean, there's some nights where I'm literally up the entire night grinding. It's pretty rare. Those are only the days that I'm going for like a 5-star feature champion. Like a high score one too, not like a repeat one or whatever. Either a high score one, or if I am just very behind on a grind because I didn't hit the arena hard enough when I'm going for like a 4-star featured or something. Like when I was going for Cole. When I went for Cole, and I missed him too, it just makes it even that much worse. But when I was going for Cole, I was so far behind because of the first 2 days in the grind that, yeah, the end of it felt like a 5-star feature grind, just trying to do whatever I could. I wasn't exactly up all night, but did play quite a bit after the stream, and then woke up early and stuff. On a regular night, though, if I'm not grinding for a 5-star featured or behind on a grind, I don't know. Usually anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. Spread across not just arena, but like final moves in Alliance Quest or Alliance War, or, you know, dumping my energy before bed, something like that. Tonight there's no war, there's no AQ, so I will likely just be running my 550s one more time. And that'll do it. Are there any other ways to get coral besides the event quest and daily quest? I'm not sure. Not sure all the ways to get coral. Play on PC, it's better because of the controls, but more exhausting. Careful with that, man. Kabam, they may ban you if you're talking about playing MCOC on PC, unless you're talking about emulators that we were. And by emulators, I do not mean mobile emulators. Not for MCOC at least. I know for some games, I think the companies allow it, but MCOC does not allow it. They don't ban right away usually, but I have heard of people who have, you know, played on these Android emulators for 6 months more, and one day their account is done. 30 mil with a 350 streak. 5s are coming off cooldown right now. Oof, Pete. I hope you get the champion, man. IBGs, an event quest, Legends run still possible with Blade? If so, any tips, i.e. synergies, masteries, etc.? Still possible, yes, but it's become more difficult, I would say, and it might depend on the month. Like, if you are using Blade and depending on who the bosses are, if Blade is not a good counter, well, you're going to lose some time there. And he's already not the fastest. He was never really like the fastest for a monthly event quest Legends time. It's just he was decently fast, like pretty fast. But now that we have like Corvus and Ghost, some other burstier champions, Domino. These champions are probably faster. But I think it's still doable, yeah. PUBG as an emulator of their own. Really? For their mobile version? Why wouldn't people just play the... oh man, that's pretty funny to me, because they have PUBG on PC, right? Well, I mean, you know, that's not even a question. Like, I know they have PUBG on PC. I know they have it on mobile, but they have a mobile emulator for the PC or something? That's weird to me. Oh, that's very weird. I mean, I guess maybe I could understand if there's like different achievements type stuff. Not necessarily achievements, but like you could I don't even know what you earn outfits, I guess, in that game or something like that, right? Or maybe people want to keep their collection growing just on one platform or something. I don't know. I guess I could see some people doing it. IBG question: how many bananas I'll need to eat to be able to grind for Namor? Oh man, I don't know, dude. You got to be careful because you eat too many bananas, you're gonna pass out. You eat not enough bananas, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna run out of energy, and you're gonna pass out. You gotta eat just the right amount. Hello, I am here, sir. Excuse all the caps. What's up, Doc McShotty? How you doing, man? I'm so excited for the stream things, which I am here to watch. Well, it's good to have you here, man. So does Namor come out tomorrow in arena and stuff? Not tomorrow, no. Tomorrow is Doctor Strange, which is surprising that those words are coming out of my mouth, but it's Doctor Strange. Which I would like to go for, but I don't know if I'm going to go for Doctor Strange or not still. Thinking about it, at least. What's the least beneficial synergy for Omega trying to decide who to replace with Guillotine? The least beneficial synergy for... I mean, the only one that he really needs... and even this is it's not like need, but his best synergy is with Sabretooth. The rest of them are, you know, doesn't matter that much. His second best is probably the one with Void. But that one doesn't even compare to the one with Sabretooth. So you can cut everybody but Sabretooth, and if you really need to, you could even cut Sabretooth. And 92 5 stars. 92, Pete? Interesting. For some reason, I thought you had more than me. I guess it's just because you've gotten more of the newer champions than me, I think. But I got lots of old ones that you probably don't have, I guess. Just got a one up me. What's up, Abdo? Yep, I guess free PUBG with lower graphics. Oh, that's right. The PC version of PUBG isn't even free, right? I forgot. I don't have the game. I actually was gonna play PUBG with Joel. I was not trolling whenever Joel was in his well, I guess he turned to Fortnite. He played PUBG for a little while, and then I guess he preferred Fortnite, so he started playing Fortnite. And I never really, I just didn't really enjoy the look of Fortnite. Not like graphically, but like I didn't really want to have to build things and stuff like that. Just not my type of game. Obviously very popular, obviously a very good game and all that, but just not my type of game. I mean, just shooters in general are usually not my type of game, but I wanted to play something with Joel so bad that I was willing to buy PUBG to play with him, but he wouldn't do it. He only wanted to play Fortnite. You can go to bed, love you, and enjoy your birthday. Give Lola some noggin pats. Okay. Will do. Have a good one, dude. I want to play Minecraft. Peach, this isn't a new Minecraft addiction, is it? This is something that you've always had? Yes. PUBG keeps the emulator player separate from the phone/tablet because playing on emulator would give you an unfair advantage against someone on a 6-inch phone. Oh yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh, we got a word. Okay, no, this is not a word. You just went like this on the keyboard, and that came out. What is this? Ecdesiast? Actually, I guess there's been crazier words to pronounce. I'm probably still saying it wrong, but dude, get out of my face, Aegon. Really cheesing my nads. I don't know. Hold on. Ecdesiast. Ecdesiast. I'm going kind of morbid. I'm getting some morbid thoughts. I don't know if this is that kind of word, but I have a feeling it's something to do with like death and somebody who's like is like a fan of death or something like that. Like someone who's fascinated by the ways in which somebody dies. I don't know why I'm going there tonight, but that's where I'm going. I'm thinking that's what the word is. I don't have any reason for that. Just yeah. So speaking of Doctor Strange, are you gonna do the grind? I'm really thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. And I'm not sure. You might yell at me for the definition. Uh-oh. It's a bird BG? Oh, no. Is it a bird and or someone that studies birds? It's a dead bird? Oh, maybe it is a dead bird. Wait. Okay, about the Doctor Strange grind, though. Here's the thing. If Namor wasn't coming up, I would say, yeah, for sure. I'm going to go for Doctor Strange. It's not even going to be that bad of a grind, probably. So, of course, I'll go for it. But Namor's coming up, and this is, like, it's going to be the most insane grind ever. And I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm not sure if I want to go nuts for him. I'm kind of thinking I want to go nuts for him. But I would have to go nuts twice for him. And spend all of my units, probably. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I'm just getting to a point where I'm looking at my units and feeling happy, because I'm at 14,000. There hasn't been that many times in the entire history of me playing this game that I've been above 14,000 units. Really hasn't happened much. I usually get somewhere around this high, or not even this high, somewhere around like 10k. And then poof, they vanish somewhere. I don't even remember what I spent them on. But they're gone. And this time I have the units. I want to keep them. Final guess in, though? Yeah, that was my final guess. That was my final guess. So I needed a counter for Korg, Sentinel, and Ultron at 6.1.2, etc. And my buddy persuaded me to rank up Quake. Took me like an hour, but I'm still in most fights in Act 6 now. Nice, dude. Yeah, she's super strong. And Demiok. Jeez, my dad. Yeah, dude. I don't think I mean, I've heard that somewhere, and I don't know where. And I was going to say it, and you could probably tell I was about to change it to make things slightly more family-friendly, but you know what? I mean, come on. That's not that bad to say, right? And that's how I felt. Aegon was really cheesing my nads, man. Okay, what is this? Ecdesiast, noun, a striptease performer. What? Really? Nothing to do with death? Huh. Surprising. I've never... That sounds like... It sounds like something bad. It sounds like something bad. Like... Someone that administers an examination of sorts. I would never think of like, oh, you know, I'm gonna pay this ecdesiast for a good time. No wonder no one uses that word. Proctologist? I mean, kind of, yeah, something like that. Wow, BG beat Hulk. Good job, buddy. Thanks, Cody. He's tough, man. He's tougher than he looks. Or maybe not. He's kind of big. He looks tough. Drag's really fun. He's not amazing. No utility, but decent damage. Stacking the Furies and Bleed's a lot of fun. He is kind of fun. I enjoy playing Drax. I'm a fan. Not a fan enough to rank him up or whatever, but... oh, I see. Someone's asking about Drax. His 4-star Drax with Silver Star is good. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's a little bit of an older champion, so by like some of the newer champions that have been released by their standards, he's not quite as good, but it doesn't matter. You can still use him to get through a lot of content. And he's not complicated to play. Great champion to get, you know, to get more comfortable in the game with. OBG, what is up? Just about to do the new event quest. Is it difficult? Who works the best for the bosses? The quest wasn't too bad, I would say, compared to other months. Easier than the past couple, I think. You might still find Invisible Woman pretty challenging, along with Namor, of course. I don't think they were that bad. I don't think you need any specific champions to counter them. I think you just got to learn their animations. The animations weren't that difficult to evade either. It's just, of course, something new. It's going to take a little bit of time to learn. But they both had heavy attacks that were, you know, counterable and everything. Both of them, there's Special 1 and Special 2. You can get openings after it, and it's not like some crazy timing to evade the special or anything like that. So, I don't think you need anyone too special. Just a little bit of practice. Bleeders, I guess, help against Invisible Woman, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary. Also, as far as Minecraft goes, my dad started his old server back up, so a bunch of my friends from junior high, my brothers, and I are just going ham. Okay. Okay. What would you say are necessary masteries? Proficiency. I meant to say precision. Precision. At least a few points in cruelty. I mean, okay, first off, let me say this. There is no mastery that you absolutely have to have. But in terms of just, like, ones that, for the most part, you're going to have for most of your champions to improve their strength. Maxed out precision. I prefer maxed out cruelty. Some people prefer to only have like 3 or 4 points in these masteries, which I think is crazy. I love having maxed out both of them. Block proficiency, I think, is fantastic. Stupefy, I would say, is one of those mandatory masteries. Like Stupefy is more mandatory than like the offensive masteries. That's how important I think Stupefy is. Of course, parry and dexterity. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, that's when you start to get into some of the more customizable stuff of, do you want willpower or not? Do you want suicides? Are you running bleeders to pick up deep wounds? Mystic champions for Mystic Dispersion, of course. Parry and dex are necessary. Don't fib, BG. Well, you know, you could get by without them. I remember playing a certain tournament at Comic-Con without them. Maxing out pins is an absolute must, I would say. It costs more than the return. It's a great mastery. That's probably the best mastery, right? I feel like I've just been punched in the chest. Oh no, what happened? Oh, I see. Scrolled up. I spent $50 on MCOC and didn't get anything but 4-star. Yeah, that will happen. Be careful with those crystals, man. That's why I don't mess with them. You could get really lucky, or you could get dumped on. That's why I really like the deals where you just know what you're getting, and you very easily tell like what the value is gonna be. Can I use these materials to rank my champions? Yes. Cool. I'm gonna get it. BG, did you watch Pokemon Direct? No, I didn't see Pokemon Direct. I know there was one this morning. But, no. The last Pokemon or Nintendo Direct that I saw was when they announced Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think that's the one. I think that's the new names for them. When they first announced them. I haven't seen any after. Or, well, actually, I also watched the Nintendo Direct of Super Mario Maker 2. I think that one came out after the Pokemon one, right? I saw that. Which looks pretty sweet. That was the type of game that I may have gone into had I decided to stream on Twitch, but pretty sure I'm not going to do that anymore. Just hard to find the time. Brian, 46 of my 5s are rank 1. How does that make you feel? Like throwing up, Pete. Pete, no, dude. Arena grinding must feel not fun for you. Do you mix and match a lot, or do you just throw in? Do you run it wild style all the time with your 3 rank 1s and stuff? BG, what do you think of the offer? Complete and collected for 3,500 units. Seems like it would be good for your legend run 6.2. Well, it's actually a little bit. It was a little bit cheaper than that with the initial discount. I think it was right under 3K units or something like that, right? I evaluated a little bit on stream. It was one of those offers where it's not terrible if you add up like everything in there of like, you know, if you go through absolutely everything and it turns out that you need absolutely everything in there, you can find the value in an offer like that. But if you don't need absolutely everything, I'd rather save my units for something else. Most of those potions and revives and stuff like that, I already have them in my inventory, and they would just go in the overflow and then expire before I could even do my 6.2 run. The boosts were the most compelling part of that offer, where there was 5 of the 30% boosts. And if I picked that up, then I would only need to buy the 1400 boost package one time for the 30% boost at least, and then I would have to find ways to get the health and attack boosts, which sometimes those are a little bit easier to come by in like Marvel Insider and stuff like that. Honestly though, I guess there's not that much time to collect that stuff for Marvel Insider, so I probably would still have to buy the boost package either way. Tweeters? Alright, I'll check the tweeters. What do we got here? Back when I had no clue what was going on, sometimes still don't. Look at them points and strength right there, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, what's crazy is this mastery right here, this strength mastery, is actually very strong early on. Since like the percentage based masteries, what is, you know, 2% of 90 base attack isn't giving you squat, you know. Whereas this, the first rank, I think gives you like 6 attack, and it's like, oh damn, that's pretty good. But yeah, all of our masteries, for one reason or another, when we first started, either not knowing or not having the units or whatever, all of our mastery builds probably looked pretty funny. BG, okay, yeah, that makes sense if you already have most of the items, but value-wise, with all the items added up, seemed quite good. Plus 5k 5-star shards, not bad at all, MO. Yeah, that's just it. To me, it really was just not bad. It wasn't the type of deal where I'm like, hot damn, I need to get this. Even if I did need all that stuff, I'm not sure if I would have gotten it or not. Morning, BG. Who do you think is best for this month's Legends run? Probably Corvus. But you don't always need to use just the best. I don't think there's any big restrictions for this month at all. I think any champion can take down Invisible Woman and Namor. And I can't think of any of the other boss fights that would put a big halt on the usual Legends runners. Maybe there's something there that I'm not thinking of. But yeah, I don't think you need anyone special. Just the hardest hitters. Usual suspects. Hey BG, is it worth bringing my 5-star Awakened Heimdall to rank 5, or should I hold off? I love playing him so much, and the True Strike is really valuable. Plus my defense is rather weak right now. He's a decent defender. And if you actually like playing him, you could rank 5 him. It's tough because I don't know a ton about Heimdall, like actually playing as him. The only thing I'm really familiar with are his synergies. Because most people don't really like playing Heimdall. And what I remember from testing him is that I didn't really like playing Heimdall. Like, he wasn't the worst. But, yeah, he definitely wasn't a champion that I was, like, looking forward to using it all the time or something like that. But if you actually like using him, there's nothing wrong with ranking up Heimdall. I actually do think he's a pretty decent defender. He can be annoying on certain nodes. He's not going to get kills all the time, but he's one of those champions that not many people have at rank 5. And therefore, your alliance could probably benefit from one. The other thing about Heimdall that's nice is even if you're only using him for synergies, sometimes your main champions die, and it could save you a bunch of resources, kind of backing up your main champions, quite literally, with a synergy champion. BG, is it worth expanding any resources on unawakened 4-star Black Widow? No. Gotta be awakened. Took her down with Daredevil, was fun. Invisible Woman? Nice. BG, rate this month's event quest out of a 10 on difficulty level. I don't know how to rate it out of 10. The best I could do is tell you compared to the last couple of months. Like, this month, I would say, is easier than last month because of the Nameless Thanos fight being pretty tough. I would say this month is also easier than the month with Human Torch because there were a lot of things, a lot of torches. They had to go through some of them with some nasty nodes, and you know, there's not that many Incinerate immune champions out there. An Annihilus was kind of annoying to deal with, so you know, easier than that month. I'm trying to think of any others in recent history here. It's a little bit tough to say, but I do think this is one of the easier months in recent history, at least. Still going to be challenging depending on where you're at, though. No matter what, it is still an uncollected difficulty quest, so. How many points do you have in the Fantastic Four solo event? I don't know. Let's go take a look. I wish me luck in my endeavors in this strange new world. Which strange new world? Are you in Minecraft Strange New World or some other type of Strange New World? Is it better Iron Man, Infinity War, or Gladiator Hulk? Please answer. It's not really a one's better than the other type of situation. It's more of it depends on the situation that you're in. Generally, I would say Iron Man Infinity War is probably better than Gladiator Hulk. However, Gladiator Hulk is significantly better in the right situation, such as the Starburst node. And for that reason, a lot of people actually rank up their Gladiator Hulks more so than Infinity Man, I would say. Just because, neither of those champions get used a ton offensively compared to some of the other popular champions. Like, they get used. They get used for sure, but compared to, like the Corvuses, Omegas, Ghosts, Quakes of the world, those champions are just getting used more. Along with many other before we get to Golk and Infinity Man, I would say. But because, even though I would say Infinity Man is probably the better of the two in like the average fight situation, people still rank up and use their rank up resources on Gladiator Hulk just because they already have the regular situation taken care of. And people are ranking up for the situations that they're not really prepared for, such as taking down Starburst. Which just add one more reason to why I don't like tier lists. Because it makes you, or it prevents people from thinking that way sometimes. Sometimes you go with the champion that maybe isn't seen as better between the two, but still covers the situation that you're weakest in better. Downloaded a mod that has creatures and dimensions from Lovecraft lore, like Cthulhu. Is it Cthulhu or is it Cthulhu? It's Cthulhu, isn't it? And the Necronomicon stuffs. I'm excited. I want to see a creature that is nothing but a mass of eyes and mouths. Well, good luck. 4-star Widow still worth Skill Awakening Gem? In my opinion, no. She's just a little too weak these days. Book was good and variant. I don't use him much though, only sometimes when I need to counter dots and stuff. Yep. Exactly. BG, who should I rank up? 5-star Ghost to rank 5 or 6-star Domino to rank 2? Already have Sparky rank 5, so it's making me lean towards Domino. Yeah, I mean, it would give you that class diversity. Domino, for that reason, is probably who I would favor too. That said, I think I don't know what I would do. I really value ranking up 5 stars over 6 stars. Just because it allows you to get that next rank up that much faster because, you know, of course you're using less resources. So I don't know what I would do. I would probably rank up Ghost myself, but it's tough to give that advice because you know, of course, class diversity is going to be a thing, and when we get into 6.2, there are 6-star gates, so maybe I would change my tune a bit when we saw 6.2 and see just how important it is to have a high-level 6-star, because that might be a thing. But I personally, I'd probably go with Ghost. The Forbidden Finger, sending over a buck. Where are you at, dude? There we go. Thoughts on possibility of Cavalier difficulty event being added to monthly event quest events. I heard about that. Oh, I was going to look at where I was at in the solo event. My bad for whoever asked. I heard about that. I would love to see a Cavalier version of the monthly event quest. It's tough. There is a slight downside to it, I would say, is that people would not be happy. Like some people would love a Cavalier difficulty, and some people really would not be happy with it. Because yeah, I don't know. So like, it depends on where you're at in the game. It's one of those things, and anytime you're adding something for like the higher end, I don't know. It tends to piss people off who aren't quite there yet. And even the people who are there might just see it as BS or something like that. But, you know, I kind of hate saying stuff like this because I never want to come off as like a cocky douchebag or something like that. But the uncollected difficulty is really not difficult when you have like a bunch of 565s and stuff like that. Like certain things are difficult, and I mean they take time, and it's, you know, fun and everything. Like that Thanos fight was pretty tough. Took a lot of times to get him down. But you know, for the most part, it's kind of casual mode clears that don't take very long to do. I guess the one thing that I would say about or there's a couple of things that I would say about not adding a Cavalier difficulty. Number one is, oh god, is that just another time we got to go through the same quest over and over again? You know, like that's kind of a drag at times. And number two is it's not permanent content, so people would feel rushed and feel more pressure on completing it. Whereas something like Variant, people might still, you know, might still not be super happy with Variant today, but when they eventually get to the point where they're ready to complete it, it's going to feel very satisfying because it's still there. It's permanent. You can take your time with it. You can work your way up to it, and it's going to feel damn good to clear it. Whereas Cavalier, you know, if they added a new difficulty, it could just sometimes feel like you are rushed to get through it and stuff like that. So, I don't know. On the one hand, like, yeah, it would be nice to take on a little bit more of a challenge and possibly get some, you know, just have another way to get some rewards. But on the other hand, like I said, it comes with those drawbacks too. So, PG, 100% agree with everything you just said. Exactly. Yeah. It'll bring more boycott posts. Yeah, that's true. How many energy refills do you use 100% uncollected? I think it was roughly 20, give or take. Energy always feels like an issue in this game. Yeah, it can feel like an issue. I don't know. It's yeah. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Like, you know, the energy refills, they don't cost that much, but I definitely understand that. Yeah, like it still does cost units, and you know, those units add up over time. If you're trying to catch up with things, energy can be a pretty big issue. The biggest concern would be energy, because then you have 6 difficulties plus side quests. Plus story, quest, etc. Maybe if they made the Cavalier difficulty last for 2 months at a time. Maybe. I mean, we see what happens when things drag on for too long, though, right? With, like, last month's event. I feel like maybe that would give off the same vibe. I'm not sure. So we have fun doing the same quest over and over the same difficulty. Variant is a step up in difficulty. Uncollected is just right. Variant is quite challenging, I find. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the difficulty, it's what feels just right is going to vary for everybody too. For some people, you know, just right is much lower in difficulty. Just right is like heroic or something like that. But I don't know, I guess the best way I could describe it is, imagine like the first time you guys cleared the master difficulty, which some people in here, you know, might not have cleared yet, and that's totally fine. You know, newer to the game, still working your way through and everything like that. But for those of us who have been playing for a while, like the first time clearing master feels so good, man. It's the master difficulty, and you're able to get through it. It's awesome. And then eventually your roster gets to a point where you're just auto-fighting through master, and you're like, well, I want something else. I'm not really engaged with the content I'm going through. It's more of just this automated process that you're doing just to do it, to get the rewards and stuff like that. And eventually, that's how the difficulty gets in, well, pretty much like any game as you progress along. I saw someone say, where was it? Here we go. I think they should do Cavalier difficulty with less paths. This will give a chance for many to complete it. And yes, you're a cocky douche. All right, well, thanks. But I would say, okay, so Cavalier difficulty with less paths. At that point, forget Cavalier difficulty. Just give us a smaller bonus thing, you know? Maybe not quite Celebrity Challenge style, although I would love to see more of those. But they could just throw in some bonus quests like that. I don't know. At the same time, again, though, like, think about what happens when Kabam does add certain challenges like that, the Celebrity Challenges, the boss rushes that have, like, a more aggressive time period on them where they're only in the game for, you know, 2 weeks or something like that. There's a lot of complaints that people feel rushed to complete it. It's too difficult to not be permanent content type of thing. The maze actually came up in the Alliance chat a couple of days ago, whereas like where people were saying they love the maze, but they just wish it was permanent content. And yeah, I love the maze, actually. I really enjoyed the maze. That was, for me, the maze was one of the most enjoyable areas of the game. It wasn't too long, but it was difficult. It was challenging. The fights were unique enough, but it didn't feel like you needed exact counters to get through it or something like that. Maze was a great idea in theory, but the rewards weren't worth the effort. Yeah, the rewards for it were a little bit undertuned for the content, but it's interesting because there were definitely still people that were complaining about the rewards, but I feel like there was less people that were complaining about not being able to do it and missing out on the rewards. So it's weird. Like, what's Maybe sometimes you need a little bit of both. Maybe sometimes you need a strong challenge that doesn't have insane rewards, that keeps people busy who have completed the other content, but at the same time doesn't make the other people feel like they need to get it done or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's fun to practice against those champs. It was. You're speaking for endgame players that have finished all content in the game, the top 0.1%. What's some of the things I'm saying? Yes. I mean, I'm speaking in a lot of different difficulties here. Like I said, even going down, to like heroic and master and stuff like that. But yes, for something like the Cavalier difficulty, not a lot of people would get through it. Which, see, that's where I actually like the maze type stuff. Where like I really just want something that is like cosmetic reward. I feel like this game could benefit a lot more from cosmetic type rewards. I really do. Like, let's talk a little bit about these pictures here, these profile pictures. Some people will say that the best type of microtransaction in a game is something like this. It's not pay to win. You're just, you could pay a few units, which you could either spend money on or earn the unit, or like, get the units through arena, however you want to get them. Some people feel like this is the ideal way, and of course, these profile pictures, this is a very small amount of cosmetic microtransactions for like some games. There's a ton of cosmetic microtransactions. So some games, yeah, like that is the entire monetary thing for that game, right? I actually would say that's one of my least favorite ways to monetize a game, believe it or not. Big surprise, right? It seems like I always have a different opinion than most people. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose just to be a contrarian or whatever. But I like the idea of being able to get certain cosmetic things as a way of just like showing what you've done and just like feeling accomplished, and like, I don't know. It's a way to like tell what somebody has done in the game. Not even in a bragging type of way. Like some people use that in a bragging type way, but more so just in like, I don't know, like a self-accomplished type of way. Like, I don't know if there's much difference there, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I really like when there's cosmetic rewards like that, because the other part of it is you can put really difficult challenges in the game that don't create such a gap in the player base in terms of their overall strength. You can have content like the maze where if somebody can't complete it, no problem, because that's not going to separate the player base at all in terms of rewards. But if you give someone who completed the maze one of these icons that is exclusive to the maze or something like that, it's still incentive to go through there. And it can't all be cosmetic. There still has to be more reason to progress, to advance your strength in the game and stuff like that too. So it needs to be both. But at a certain level, I feel like you almost have to turn to cosmetic rewards, or else people just feel bad about not being able to complete something. Like, what does the Cavalier Monthly look like? How many people would be able to get through it? I'm curious. What would the rewards be? I guarantee here's what's going to be said about the rewards no matter what Kabam does. There is no winning with the rewards. It's either going to be not enough for the challenge involved, or too much that it's creating like a bigger gap in the player base, and probably going to hear both. And both of those things are possibly true, but it's like, what do you do then? Where do you go from there? cosmetic. It's different in this game too, though, because there really isn't much to. It's not like we're walking around in like an MMO style game where you're controlling a character and you can get a shiny new sword or something like that. In this game, it's like, yeah, it's just a profile picture or a different type of Legends badge. Maybe it would be a blue Legends badge or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, I find that stuff fun, and I never use titles, man. I don't know. I don't like using the titles, but I do like collecting them. As weird as that may sound. Because I don't want it to be in like a bragging type way, because I don't care about that in the slightest. To me, it is more of just like, I can look back on this and be like, cool, I did that. That's it. EJ, I don't understand why there's such a need to keep the player base close together. We all started out at the beginning, and most of us took on the journey to the endgame status. I'll read your part 2 before I comment on it. BG, did you end up getting the Tier 5 basic offer from yesterday? No, I ended up passing on it. I thought about it, but I ended up passing on it. BG, 5 fight quest, give 6 stones. Oh, God. What I would do for some 6 stones right about now. I would love some 6 stones. Okay, actually, that's a good point, Hector, that you bring up about 6 stones. Even though you only said like that small bit about it. I think signature stones are a great way to reward players for putting in like the time or whatever, but yet not create such a massive gap. I mean, that's essentially what it is when it comes to spending, right? Like you get like not that everybody can get every new champion or whatever, but at least there's arenas where you can, you know, like try to go for a new champion or something like that, but you just, you know, you can't really get them to a high sig level, or all of them to high sig level. But somebody who's maybe able to spend quite a bit more, they are able to get these champions to higher sig levels, and that definitely can make or break certain champions and stuff like that. But it's also, it doesn't hold players back as much, like the sig levels and stuff like that, you know? It's a good way to let people become stronger without becoming too much stronger. Okay, part 2. So I think we should be less concerned with the player base gap and more toward making the game what you want out of it, meaning you get out of it what you put in. It's good in theory, Cody, and that's how, honestly, that's how I usually approach games. Like you've heard me say that I'm most likely going to be playing a little bit of World of Warcraft when the classic servers come out for that game at the end of August, I think. I already know going into the experience, I'm going to play super casually. I'm going to play whatever I want to play. I'm not worried about what anyone else is doing. I'm not going to be nearly as strong as everyone else. It's going to take me longer to level up and all, and I'm totally fine with it. And that's when I first started playing this game. That's how I played too. I was in I was in an alliance with just a few buddies. We were playing map 1. It was just a publicly open alliance. I didn't care. I knew there was better rewards out there if I wanted them, and I didn't care at the time. Of course, things change, and what I wanted to do changed. But I wouldn't mind, like, even just going back to being casual like that. I would still have fun with the game and everything. But not everybody feels that way, and there have been games that I've played. It's like the counterpoint to that. There have been games that I've played where I look at the people like at the top of the leaderboards or whatever, and it actually just makes me not want to play the game. And I'm sure there's people like that. Like, I don't know. I never felt that. For some reason, I never felt that way in MCOC. Even when I was casual, I would look at the leaderboard, and You know, like at the time, I don't know, I think when I first started playing, I want to say Brutal DLX was at the top. I don't know if he was or not. Maybe that name just stood out because, of course, it's Brutal. You know, he had that first Realm of Legends. That's like the ultimate legend status right there, the OG legend status. But you know, then it was like Jenser M, and I could look at this guy's profile all day and be like, oh, this is like awesome, you know. Maybe it's because I can't see everything. Because in some games you could see everything, and maybe if I saw this guy's entire account, maybe I'd feel different. But probably not. Even for some reason, MCOC I just don't feel that way. Even when I was just rocking my 3-star rocket, you know. But in some other games, man, I would honestly just look at it and be like, well, I just don't feel like playing. Which I don't know the reason behind it, man. I can't even explain it. I don't know if it's something that is just different in some games than others. I don't know. But I can see some people looking at this profile and saying, well, I'll never get a 6-star Human Torch this SIG level or something like that, and just feel horrible about it. Whereas I'm looking at him like, oh, that's sick, man. Like, I don't know. I'm also thinking I'm not going to get a 6-star torch that level. Wait, whoa. I'm ranked 666. The mark of the beast. But it doesn't, it doesn't, I don't know, like, it doesn't, like, bother me in this game type of thing. I honestly can't explain it, man. There's certain things in games that I just can't explain. And maybe, like, in the future I'll be able to explain it. Because sometimes I can look back on past game experiences and understand. But during it, I can't understand it. Or like, understand it fully or something like that. Anyway, let's get back to the grind. Sorry, guys. I'm going off on all kinds of tangents tonight. Or something. I don't know. Maybe I needed more sleep so I could put these thoughts together more clearly or something, but it's the best I could do. Does anyone know how we know who the specific champion of the day is for the Fantastic Four solo milestone? It shows it in the solo event, Richard. I don't know if we know in advance. I don't think we do. I think it's just a random thing. But if you look at the event and how to get points, right below the highlighted line there, win a fight using Thing for bonus points. And then, of course, as the next event approaches, you know, 15 minutes ahead of time or something, we'll know who the next champ is. Upgrade something to get rid of that rank? Yeah, maybe. Cairo sent it over $1. Where's your last one, dude? And thank you very much. Last message is... where's your last message? About to control F this thing. Oh, I think this is it. Thanks for that, BG. I'm stuck because I have Ghost, Medusa, Domino, Omega Red, and Venom of the Duck, but only the resources take up a couple of them. Don't you hate getting amazing champions? Hashtag first world problems. I know, dude. Sometimes you got all the champions in the world, don't know what to do with it. Other times, you got resources and you got no champs. Yeah, man, you got a lot of good ones. Good luck deciding. Cody good in theory, but not what MCOC is all about. Most people are very competitive, and it drives up spending on crystals, etc. Kabam knows this. Look at the Alliance Quest top rewards. Yeah, I mean, I wonder, man. I wish I knew how many people were like more on the competitive side in this game versus people who are not. There's some very, very skilled players who are just not super competitive. Like, honestly, man, one of the best players in the entire game is, good old Invincible. Did I type it wrong, or is it like this? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. This dude is one of the best fighters in the entire game. If this guy wanted to, dude, his profile would be way sicker than mine. Like, he just, I mean, I've never talked to him outside of, like, you know, a little bit of, you know, through like the YouTube comments and stuff like that here and there. But, like, out of all the guys making YouTube videos, I've probably talked to Invincible, like, the least or something. But, man, some of the videos this guy's made, you could just tell this dude is a beast in this game. But he's not, he must not be super competitive, otherwise he could very easily be in a master level alliance and all that. He could be in the #1 alliance, top 3 or whatever. Maz, am I saying that right? Maz. I'm just gonna say Maz. Hopefully I'm not messing up your first name. I feel like I'd mess up your last name. But you sent over 40 rupees. Thank you very much, man. BG, nice 6-star pulls, and are you gonna stick with Unstable? I am gonna stick with Unstable. Yeah, I think it's better overall. And thank you very much on the 6-star pulls. I'm gonna stick with Unstable for the reasons I mentioned in the video, where I think the trade-off is worth it. You're not really giving up a lot. Yeah, it could potentially feel pretty bad pulling some of those worst rewards. It didn't feel great pulling the 500 5-star shards, but that's part of the risk. And you know what, man? Taking that risk is also a bit more fun. I feel like it would be maybe a little bit more boring if the Unstable. Not too excited either way, kind of thing. BG varies, I think. You also get to a point where you can go from hardcore to casual. Maybe in the case with Invincible. Definitely in my case, playing solo at the moment. Agreed, though. We'll love to see some data. Yeah, oh yeah, oh definitely. I think most players go through phases of being more hardcore and more casual and stuff like that. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't left for Loki in, well, ever, I guess, since I joined them back when they were a Map 3 alliance. And even staying in the same alliance, I've gone through periods of time where, you know, I wanted to be more competitive, less competitive. I get, like, in terms of compared to the player base as a whole, I've actually never really been competitive with that. But I guess just maybe competitive is not the right word, but like more hardcore or more casual, I would say, because you know, sometimes I'm knocking out all the arenas. I mean, that Annihilus arena, I got all the Annihilus, right? 3, 4, and 5-star, all the milestones, all that stuff. Sometimes I love that, and other times I'm like, you know what? Let's just relax a little bit. Stable riff rewards are not that appealing. Agreed. You know, they'll still add up, and at the end of the month, you'll still get some decent stuff. But there is something just more fun for me personally about the idea of possibly walking out of an unstable rift with some of the better rewards. You know, I like RNG actually. Yeah, well, with some things, I guess. Sometimes RNG could be very fun, and sometimes it could be not so fun. I'm more on the side of I prefer RNG in a lot of ways, though. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like this game. Is I like the idea of just having to play with the hand you're dealt. In Dota, see Pete in here. In Dota, or anyone else who played Dota or any of those MOBAs or whatever, especially back in the original Dota for Warcraft 3, I always played random, and I preferred joining the all random games. And yeah, even in Dota 2, I would pick random most games, and people would be mad at me because sometimes I would end up with a champion that or hero or whatever you want to call it. Oh crap, I forgot to boost. Sometimes I'd end up with something that just probably wasn't going to work out for the team. But I didn't care, man. It was just more fun for me. Plus, in that game, they give you an incentive for being random. You got like 200 extra gold or something like that. You normally start out the game with like 600, and they give you like 800. It's just like, oh man, yes. Right, ever since they took Steve, my profile pic in the donations menu keeps changing. I haven't done anything since. I set Steve as my pick way back. Pete, that's pretty weird, man. Did you say anything on the forums or anything like that to know if that was just a bug and maybe Steve will return? Hector, hold on. I saw you say a couple things. I didn't get a chance to read them. Need a tech gem and feature crystal from unstable, but also relapse. Okay. BG 5 fights, all same class. You have to fight with class disadvantage. We can call it uphill high. Never mind, I was gonna say something. 6 stone rewards. I should just work for Kabam. I'm a genius. I don't know. 5 fights. I like the shorter quests, but that might be too short, man. You know, I would never complain about like a boss rush challenge, because you know they're fun to go through, and the rewards for the amount of effort put in feels good enough. But I do prefer the longer quests, typically. I know some people are not a fan of like how long Variant 1 is, or like 6.1, but man, I actually prefer the longer quests. Labyrinth. Give me another labyrinth. Brian, a cow just attacked me, so I hit it back and it screamed. Like a high-pitched scream. What the F was that? I'm scared. Demiak, find some covers. Get under them. Hide for your life. BG, do you know when the classes buff is coming since he won the 2015 champ buff? I don't remember exactly. I think Kabam said it was going to take like a month or two for us to get a beta. And then like another month or two after that or something. I can't remember. I want to say August for some reason, but it might be too soon even. I'm not sure. They said it was going to take a while. It was actually, it was a kind of a surprising amount of time when they said it. Like, I know it takes time to make these characters, and of course, you know, they got to focus on like the new characters coming out, prioritize that over everything. But I actually thought it was going to be much faster than what they said. But hey, man. Take your time. Don't release it with bugs and all that. Hopefully. BG, when will Kabam add Fat Thor? Great question. I don't know, but I would love to see Fat Thor. It'd be cool. It'd be really cool if for like an April Fool's Day, they just made all of the characters fat, but like their suits like didn't fit anymore. So like Darkhawk here, well he's a I don't know. He's a robot, I think, right? He's classified as one. I don't know what he is. Or let's say Blade here, because I know he's an actual person. Let's say Blade just got a really big gut, and it was like bursting out of his clothing. Like, I would find that to be really funny. Not permanent, just for like a week or something like that. And all the characters just looked bad. All the characters that have like really nice hair or something like that, it's all messed up. I'd like to see that. Come back with a different name, please. The person I just banned. Welcome to being here, but not with a name like that. BG, thoughts on an experience system where you slowly earn SIG levels after so many fights/wins with the same champ? Mixed feelings. I like games that do things like that. I feel like it increases the longevity of the game. It feels good. It feels good leveling up in like anything, man. But at the same time, sometimes leveling systems like that can get a little bit boring, and it can get to be like too much in a way. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that in MCOC. I'm not sure. Here's something though about SIG levels, and once again, kind of piggybacking on Dragon's idea here, where she said it'd be cool if we still gained levels beyond level 60, or kind of at least. Like you stayed at level 60, but your experience bar still moves, and every time you would level up, you're still level 60, but they give you a little bit of rewards just so that you can still use experience boosts and stuff like that. That's Dragon's idea, and I think that's a good one. And I think that would be a good way to add some SIG levels to the game, or just you know, just another way to earn 6 stones, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Be nice. BG, do you think that there should be a basic 5-star arena with a larger pool? Wait, what do you mean with a larger pool? Oh, you just mean like the you know, just like the same pool that like the 4-star basic has, type of thing, right? I'm actually not a fan of the 5-star basic arena. Here's another one. here's another way that I just always feel like I'm opposite, which I kind of hate at this point. But I'm actually not a fan of a basic arena, and the reason for that, honestly, man, at one point in the game, I would have said, yes, bring on the 5-star basic. Hell yeah, because I'm going to get all these new 5-star champions, and it's going to be awesome. And then we went through a period of time where everybody was Blade. Even if you weren't Blade, it just felt like, you know, everyone was using like the same couple of champions. Part of it had to do with the old 5-star featured crystal system, and part of it had to do with we just didn't have that many rank up resources. So of course, if you only have one rank 5 and the rest of your champions are a full rank below, of course you're only going to use your rank 5, you know? And it just so happened that Blade was an amazing first rank 5. So it was a combination of a couple of things. But because of that, the game wasn't as fun. The game wasn't as fun, and it's like, you know, I don't want to. It's not the character's fault. It's just, it was like too easy to get in a way. As I say that, I still don't have Blade. Yes, I know, but still, there's just too many people with the same character, and I feel like that's going to repeat itself if we get a 5-star basic arena. Where it's, yep, champions are a little bit more difficult to get, but I like that because it keeps things more interesting. You have something different to look at when going through content versus watching someone else go through content. I'm not even just talking about streaming or YouTube or anything like that, even just within your own alliance and all that stuff. And people come up with different strategies because of it. And yeah, I just think the game's healthier overall. Just became Cavalier. Took a while. Nice, Matt. Congrats on your Cavalier title, dude. Why not just make it go higher than 60? Seems pointless. That's just another one of those things where it, you know, it can feel like players will never catch up to other players that way. If the levels go infinite. Plus, you know, beyond 60, like we can't get more mastery points. That'd be too OP. So it would feel kind of like the levels weren't real levels at that point. So I think it just makes more sense to have the bar keep going. Like Dragon said, where you know, the bar keeps going, you still gain some rewards every time you ding, but you're not actually leveling up. I love that you give me credit for that idea every time we talk about. Well, it's your idea. I wouldn't want to. That's actually one of my least favorite things, is sometimes I accidentally steal an idea, which I never want to do. I guess it happens with Laura all the time, where Laura will say something and I'll be like, nah, and then like 3 weeks later I'll be like, hey, I got a great idea. And then I just see her face turn as she gets mad, because that's like exactly what she said a few weeks ago. And I'm sure that's happened while for some things I've talked about here. It just had to have, but it's never intentional. It's one of of those things that happens. Sometimes when you first hear an idea, it sounds like crap. and then you think about it for a little while and you're like, damn, that's a great idea, actually. BG agreed. After I ranked 5 Blade and cleared the hardest content at the time, I had nothing else to do and took more than a year off. Still love Blade today, though. My only rank 5. Yeah, I mean, so it was, yeah. Basically, there was other things going on at the time, too, that were also making the game feel not quite as good as, in my opinion, it does today. Like, dude, I love where the game is at today. I understand, like, some people, you know, people come and go, and as people get, you know, have that feeling of burnout and stuff like that. But overall, just like, there's a lot of really exciting champions in the game. We're getting to rank up multiple champions, but it feels like the pace is just right. Where, you know, the rank up decisions, they're still tough and they still matter and stuff like that. But at the same time, you're not stuck to using like that, you know, that same champion everywhere. You do get to have a little bit more flexibility in the rank ups. Which, of course, I know varies for everybody depending on where you're at in the game. But, like, let's say you don't have a rank 5 yet and stuff like that, and you're looking towards some of the later quests in the game just to see what's available for a time where you do get there. You have Act 5 that gives you 2 Tier 5 basics. You have Variant 1 that can give you, that gives you all these rank up gems. Variant 2 gives you all these rank up gems. It just feels like you have multiple areas in the game that you can target to like gain the strength in your roster and stuff. Yeah, it just feels good. Update on Press Pass, by the way. So I still don't have a Press Pass. I applied for a Pro Pass to see if they'll give me a Pro Pass. And I don't know, if they don't give me either of these passes, well, then I guess I gotta pay full price, which it's gonna hurt. it's gonna hurt, not gonna lie. The tickets are kind of expensive as is for one person, but you know, Laura and I, we're both gonna need tickets, and we're both already paying like a bunch of money to fly and stuff like that. We're saving money on we don't have to get any type of housing type stuff. So hey, it's still cheaper than what some people are unfortunately have to pay. But yeah, in flight alone, it's like, I can't remember how much the tickets are. I think it's gonna be something like $400 each, and then because we're not doing standby this time, because that would suck if we missed Comic-Con. But then yeah, the tickets could be quite a bit. We'll see though. Hopefully get the Press Pass, and if not, then the Pro Pass. The Pro Pass isn't too bad. It's only $60 for all 4 days per person, of course. So quite a bit better. That wouldn't sting too bad. I'm trying to get in there for free, man. Check last. Max level would be like 99, I guess. Where's your last one at? Going on with the using the champ to get SIG abilities, maybe a proficiency system where every level increases the stats of your champ by like 0.1% or something, and you get levels by using the champ. See, I think I would like that. I think I personally would enjoy that. I don't know how other people would feel, and that's one of those things that's actually really tough for me to put my head like in the right place to think about like how everyone would feel about it. Cause man, I love leveling up. Like like I'm that guy that, dude, the second I even got like the second that anyone even mentioned that there could be items for our champions to equip to give them additional power, either through just like some stats or abilities or whatever, dude, like I was totally on board. Hell yeah. Bring that to the game. And the fact that we don't have that in the game just makes me sad. And yet I know there's other people out there that would hate seeing stuff like that, but God, I don't know, man. Like that, for me, that's the entire reason why I play most of the games that I play, is because you start with garbage. You start with nothing, you know? One of my favorite games of all time is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for Super Nintendo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zelda. Let me pull up a picture real quick, just for those of you that are not. Which I'm sure most people are familiar at least, but just pull up a picture real quick. Okay, so here's doesn't matter which game. I'm just pulling up a random picture, just cause. Here we go. Here's Link. Actually, not to confuse people. This is Link. He's the character that you control in all the Zelda games. See this sword that you have right here? And shield, and maybe some other stuff like the boots and stuff like that. Like, do you know you start in the game with Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past? Not even a crappy version of this sword, because this is like the good sword. You don't even start out with a crappy version of the sword. You start out with a lantern or whatever it's called, man. Like, you don't even get a sword to start with. You have to earn that sword, and it feels good. It feels scary as hell. You're out in this world where things can kill you, and all you can do is you have a little illuminated area around you, and you're trying to find where the hell to go. And then you find your uncle in some sewers, and he's like, dude, what are you doing, man? It's dangerous as hell. You don't even have a sword? Here, let me hook you up with a sword. I love it. I love starting from nothing and then just building your way up. And the more that you can build up, the more ways that you have to kind of gain this power. And it has nothing to do with, like, gaining power to have power over others or something like that. No, just to become stronger. The more ways you have, and like I don't know, almost like the weaker that you start out, the better it feels, kind of thing. So yeah, like having a different way to level up each individual champion, I would probably enjoy it. But most people, this game is already kind of grindy as it is. Well, very grindy as it is, and some people might not enjoy an additional grind. Didn't like gear because I feel like Kabam would monetize it quick as hell, but proficiency by using the champs, you can't really monetize unless they do +1 level on X champs for 9.99 or some BS. It would probably be some form of experience boost type of thing, where, yeah, you buy something like that, and instead of taking, an hour of gameplay to hit the next level, it takes you 20 minutes or something like that, depending on how much you spend. Like, that type of stuff is all over these types of games. Which, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Could be good, could be bad type of thing. There's Kabam, they monetize everything, man. They monetize everything. It's I'm all for companies making money and stuff like that. But sometimes it can feel a little bit overboard, right? Ryan, what does EA have a password character limit of 16? I don't know. They want you to get hacked. I mean, 16 is already quite a bit. Oh, I need to get more SIGs out of the overflow. Brian, will your baby be bald like you? Perhaps. But I will have no such baby. Laura and I have no plans for kids. Oh wait, they lowered the energy cost for beginner chapter 3. That's nice. Did they? It was 2 energy before. Is it now 1 energy? Can you not even see? Didn't you used to be able to see? What the hell? Is that different too? I actually can't remember now. But I could have sworn it was locked, but I could have sworn you could at least see like how much energy it was per. It is, though, you're saying? It is 1 energy? That's awesome. I'm all for companies trying to make money. Website confirmed, pay to win. Well, speaking of that, I have gone back and forth like crazy on whether or not there was going to be ads on the website, which I finally decided at a certain point, no, that there was not going to be, and then just hope that, you know, I mean, there's already been enough people that have like donated and stuff like that, but we should probably not talk about the website right now since it's still not live. So, but yeah, I mean, I think everybody should. It's tough, man, because you know, everyone should get paid for like the work they're doing in pretty much everything, but it gets in the way. It always gets in the way, you know. It's just the nature of money. Sucks. if games could just be made for free and everyone just have money and just, yeah, make games strictly just for fun, well, that'd be amazing. But that's not reality. People have to live, and people have to live not just in that one thing that they're currently making, but, you know, they also have to make enough money that they can support their next project, whatever it is. BG, can you make a Zelda video in your channel? Nah, I don't really. I was thinking about possibly streaming some of the Zelda games just because I really enjoy some of them, especially the older ones. I was going to do that over on Twitch a little bit, but I decided against that too. But as far as YouTube goes, no, I want to keep this just strictly MCOC stuff. So close to 600K, it's driving me nuts. You'll get there. BG, if you had a baby girl, you can call her... I'm not going to read that. That's a terrible name. As One Energy went through it today. That's awesome that they lowered it. That's cool. Game hippie SMH. Yeah, dude. Well, okay. I've thought a ton about monetization in games. Long before I started playing MCOC, and my thoughts on monetization for games. Well, first off, it goes back to a time before microtransactions existed, and it's changed so much over the years. I used to think games that charged a monthly fee were the worst. How dare this company expect me to pay $15 a month to play their game? Yeah, right. And normally you have to buy the game first, so you got to pay like 40 to 60 bucks and then pay 15 bucks a month on top of that. I thought that was the worst idea ever of all time. How dare a company try to do some crap like that? No. I'm going to stick to my my games that, you know, you pay $40 to $60 and that's it. You get the game and you get to play it forever and there's no additional cost or anything like that. Man, was I ever wrong. To this day, I think that the best monetization method for a game is just a monthly subscription. You get all kinds of updates. You don't have any nonsense to deal with in game. I mean, you know, companies eventually got to a point where they realized they can monetize in more than one way. So they have monthly subscription on top of things that you can spend money on in game too. But like, I don't know, man. It's just, you know what my favorite part is? My favorite part about games, about like not being able to buy anything in game, is it never comes up in the arguments about something. Like, of a piece of content being too difficult, or, you know, whether it's like something to, yeah, like either, I guess I gotta use like World of Warcraft as the example. You know, every so often they come out with like a new update and there's some new challenges to go through, or sometimes things take like thousands of hours to do in certain games. And it's never like, oh, they're doing this just to make money. That doesn't happen. It's okay, this is the game. Let's figure it out. Like let's just play the game for what it is. You know, sometimes things are still too hard, and sometimes things get rebalanced, and you know, balance is tough. But it never comes up, and it's just so nice to have a conversation about a game where it's, you know, it's not, oh, they're just doing this to make money. Because you know, I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes it feels that way with games, but a lot of times, that's the last thought on my mind. I'm just looking at the game and thinking like, dude, yeah, give me a challenge. Give me something that's gonna take more than a day to get through, or something like that, you know. In like, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just rambling on. I was with you. I returned EverQuest after I brought it home. Later got hooked on WoW after a friend recommended it. Yeah. There was some like free online games that I played where these must have been like the original free-to-play games where they just had like a premium section to the game. I don't know if you guys remember any of those, if you guys ever played any of those. Maybe for some of the not old people in here, but slightly older, I would say, around my age or something, where yeah, it was like literally an MMO where it was like point and click style, horrible graphics, horrible gameplay, but the idea of leveling up was super fun for some reason. We're talking like pre-RuneScape times, you know, so think worse than RuneScape, okay? Where yeah, like it was free to play, but you couldn't really get far until you unlocked like the premium access, which I don't remember how much it cost. I want to say like it was just a one-time price, but maybe some of them were subscription, or I'm not sure. Remember Realm of the Mad God? Dude, I love Realm of the Mad God. They had a really good monetization system, one of my favorites, before they started selling items. Their monetization system worked like this. You only have one character slot, and you could do everything with that one character if you want, but you have a limited number of storage, and of course, you know, you're playing this game, you want to play the other character types. There was like 11 or 13 or something in that game. There was a bunch, and you know, you're seeing all these other people go around, and it's the type of game where, yeah, you just want to create like multiple different characters. Also, it's permadeath, so if you die once, that's it. So it's really beneficial to have multiple character slots, and it costs money to unlock those other character slots. And then it would also cost money to increase your storage, and I loved it. I just thought it was like, yeah, that's one of my favorite ways for games to monetize things. Just increase things like that. It's not pay to win. I'm trying to think back now to what cosmetic stuff there was. Items in that game were pretty limited. Your weapon was definitely cosmetic. I'm trying to think. I think there was different graphics for the different abilities that you got. I think that was the other kind of cosmetic part to it or whatever. But I liked that. You knew what people were using. This is my favorite part about having something like where you can't buy different cosmetics or whatever. You just know exactly what somebody's using, where they've been, what they, you know, like, I don't know. It's just again, man, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling at this point, but anyway, Aaron McCalmont sent over $5. Dude, thank you very much. Saying Adventure Quest. Adventure Quest? Is that the Atari game? I mean, is there... Hold on. Adventure Quest. No, this is different. Okay. I was going to say, I know there's Adventure, but Adventure Quest. Let's look at this together a little bit. Hang on. Let me pull it up. But dude, thank you very much for the 5. This game has too good of graphics to be one of the games that I was talking about. The oldest one I could remember was a game called Tibia. I'm not sure if that was out around the same time as RuneScape or what. But there was games before that. I just can't remember their name. Tibia is still around as far as I know as well. I don't know if that one had premium stuff or not either. Okay, but let's see. This is Adventure Quest. Yeah, these graphics are beautiful. Well, these graphics less so. But still beautiful compared to some of the games that I was thinking of. Pretty sweet. I would play this. I don't know anything about it, but dude, I could see myself like coming home from school, being all about this, man. You got some sweet looking character models. Some real old school looking chat system over here, which sometimes those old school chat systems are the best. You got some gold here for the currency. Love it. Level 18. So you got some leveling system, health and mana and everything. I'd be all over this for sure. Citadel, just that word alone makes me feel happy. All right, hold on. Let me pull up. Thank you again, Aaron, for the 5, by the way. Wait, was it tibia? Hold on. I typed in tibia, and of course, like the body part popped up. Okay, yeah. Here's more of the type of game that I'm talking about, though, right here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Get a little up in there. I mean, I guess. Does this have better graphics than old school RuneScape, or maybe it's right on par with it? It's probably a similar time period. I was just like killing rats in this game. It sucked so bad. Maybe it was my connection or something. I don't know what, man. But all I could ever do was kill like rats in sewers. And I would try so hard to kill these rats, and half the time I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Brian talking about games is like a Brian in a candy store. Star. You should see me in a candy store. I love candy too. Candy and video. I will never be an adult. Just candy and video games. That's what I want my life to be. Hold on. Tibia release date. Let's see when this game first came out. 1997. That's not even that old. That's not even that old. RuneScape was... I think it says 2001 here. Hold on. RuneScape. Yeah, RuneScape was 2001. Okay, so this was before it. There was another game that I never got into, and I don't remember why. I think maybe you did have to pay a little bit. It was called Ragnarok Online. But I remember it looking really good compared to these other games for the time. Oh, it was 2002. Okay. So 2002. Oh, I was into Diablo at the time. Yeah, nothing else. I was sucked into Blizzard's games at that point. Nothing could change that. But all right, let's look at Ragnarok Online. Some pictures here. Oh yeah, man. Like this looked great for the time, dude. You think about comparing these graphics to the game I just showed. Like this looks incredible, you know? I don't know if these are updated graphics in any way, because honestly, these look way better than anything back then. Like that last picture I showed, this is probably more what it looked like. Yeah, some of those had to have been updated graphics. There's no way computers were able to run this back. Oh, this is like mobile. Yeah, Ragnarok mobile. Yeah, okay. This is probably more what it was like. I never played it, though. I actually never played this one. Anyway. Alright, I'll stop talking about this stuff now. Let's get back to MCOC, I guess. I love games, guys. Summer Panda Man out here making BG and I feel old? Maybe. That's a me old. So as old as me? Yeah. Alright, anyway. Let's keep going. See, like, playing games like that, though, I will say this. Mobile games, they've come a long way. And obviously I've been playing this mobile game and loving it for the past, like, 3.5 years now or something like that. So, what I'm about to say is not meant to sound like some anti-mobile game PC master race type lines and all this BS, right? But here's the thing. They still have a ways to go to catch up to, I mean, I guess there are some games that get really in depth with things on mobile, but for the most part, like on average, there's still, like, this game doesn't go as deep as I wish it did in terms of just like the way that we can progress. Like, to give an example that's not gear based or like character strength based, I gotta go back to World of Warcraft just for a moment. But this will be for all of these like online MMO type things. End game, depending on the game you're playing, can be whatever you want it to be. Whereas end game in this game is like, okay, do whatever the hardest content you can do. You know, like whatever the highest level of Alliance quest is, whatever the highest, you know, story content. It's basically progression in terms of, you know, like the quests that you can do, or the fights that you can do, and stuff like that. There is no real economy in this game, and that adds such a deep level to games. Sometimes I don't want to get that deep either, man. So that's one reason why some of these games stay away from stuff like that, among others. But in some games, like, yeah, that could be your entire goal. Is you just like level up and just find ways to make money, and you could buy different things with that money. You can progress your character by just like buying things like that. You know, after finding a way to farm something really efficiently, or, you know, just be really good when it comes to trading or selling like services in games and stuff like that. And there is just thousands and thousands of videos, depending on the game you're looking at, that go into detail about all these things, and it's all really interesting. And like when I talk about I wish there was more ways to get gold in this game, it's mostly just because, yeah, like that variety and giving players options of what they want to do to get that gold would be really fun. Like you can get infinite gold in this game if you want it, by playing lots of arena, but not everybody wants to play lots of arena. And it would just be nice for players to have those other ways. But it's tough. It's limited in what you could do here. Another one of those aggressive cows and decided to kill it this time. Halfway through, it turned bright red, started lighting the ground on fire. Before that, it looked like a regular cow. That's a hell cow. Nowhere is safe? It sounds like it, man. Here's what I find weird about some of this game stuff, too. I remember a lot of it. My memory is garbage. I sometimes think, like, did I just fill up my entire memory box, also known as a brain, with all this old video game stuff? Because there's a lot more details that I just don't talk about. But I don't know why. Like, some of this stuff is still pretty vivid in my memory. BG, not sure if you saw Beloved discussion tonight. Really into it. Helps that I drank a late night coffee a few hours ago. Well, awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm always not sure how many people enjoy talking about stuff like this. What about Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction? The server is free to play to this day, and patches are still made, and tons of replayability with 99 level and hardcore mode permanent death. Well, Diablo 2 is the greatest game of all time. I don't even know what to say about Diablo 2 at this point. The fact that this, like, the company is still supporting those servers all this time and still coming out with updates. There's not a ton of updates, for those of you who aren't aware. Like, it's, you know, they do what they do for an older game. It's mostly just compatibility stuff, but like they actually I don't know how long ago it was, maybe like a year or two at this point. They like finally wiped out some bots that had been plaguing the game for a long time, which couldn't have been easy to do. Because they couldn't do it when that game... They couldn't get rid of that stuff when the game was at its most popular. I don't even know what they did to kind of wipe that stuff out. I have an overwhelming urge to remember to bring hair ties to try and braid Pete's hair at NYCC. Pete, is there a follow-up comment about this? BG, is it worth to exchange your lower tier coral? I haven't looked at all the ways to do the coral stuff. It has been confirmed though that if you do the rifts, you get coral of the next tier, like the other ones, right? So it's probably worth just to do that. I mean, I guess it is spending energy though, so I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, man, I don't have the best answer for you on that one yet. I gotta look more into it. Holy crap! Wait, what the hell? What time is it? Ah, crap, man! It's super late. Got wrapped up talking about some video games. BG, I wonder about this too sometimes. Played so many games that I wonder how I managed to finish school. Time works differently as you're younger and older, I think. It does feel that way, right? Like time works differently. There's some videos on that are pretty interesting about how it feels like time is speeding up as you're older. Some different theories of, you know, of course, when you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your life, where 1 year now is not 10% of your life. So maybe that's why, but it is a crazy feeling. Dude, I don't I didn't really finish school. Like, I graduated, I mean high school at least, not college. At that point I just said, screw it. But yeah, every night I would just stay up super late. My game is frozen. I would stay up super late till like 5 a.m. playing video games. I'd go to sleep for an hour or an hour and a half, wake up at like 6:30 in the morning, take a quick shower, which I don't even know how I got through that shower. Most mornings I would just stand there with the water pounding on my face, try my best to figure out where the soap was, because some days I was so tired. And then I would go to school and I would just sleep the entire day in school. And I still think back to what these teachers were thinking, because I was a pretty good kid. It's not like I was causing trouble or something like that. So they mostly just let me sleep. And I don't know if they thought there was some type of problem with me, or like or I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if they thought my family had financial problems and I took on a nighttime job to help support the family or something like that. Like, I don't know, man. I always wondered what these teachers thought about it. But I would actually just sleep all day in all of my classes. And then I'd come home, and finally, after resting all day, I'd be ready to go. I'd be fully charged to play more video games. It was a real problem. It's a real problem. To this day, though, I would say the only game that I was ever an actual problem where I just couldn't stop playing was Diablo 2. All the other games, you know, I enjoyed them and everything, but if I couldn't play, it wasn't that big of a deal. Diablo 2 was like, dude, I have to play this game. It was a very bad problem. I've never seen such a responsible bald banana. I know. If there's any young people in the in the stream tonight, don't do what I did. School is very important. Or learning just in general is very important. Like, I'm not in school right now, but I actually try to learn more. I've tried to learn more things since, like, stopping going to school. This is terrible grammar, the way I'm saying the sentence. See, this is why I should have stayed in school. But I've been more excited to learn ever since I got out of school, I guess. Which also makes me think, and kind of relate that to games, of like maybe I just didn't like the stuff that they were trying to teach, and maybe now that I'm more on my own, it's more exciting, learning things that I'm actually interested in. I don't know. I always wonder, like, would things have been differently, or how different would things have been if there was just never school to begin with. I guess more of like a homeschool thing. Not that I would have wanted that at the time. I have no idea. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it either. I have friends who were homeschooled and they're totally normal, probably more normal than I am. But just thinking about that, it's just an interesting thing to think about. But no matter what, learning is very important. Whether you're in school, focus on learning the things that are being taught to you in school. And after you graduate and all that, find some things to learn. There. Hopefully that makes up for all of the bad role model for the kids stuff I've been saying in the past little bit here for the stream. Do my eyes deceive me? What time is it? I know. I got caught up looking at old video games and talking about old video games. Are you going for Namor? I'm thinking about it. Possibly. Why don't you go to college, BG? You just didn't want to? I went, kind of. I applied for some schools. I had decent SAT scores, but my GPA was absolute trash. I don't remember what my SAT scores were. And the system has changed since then. But I want to say, in the old system where it only went up to 1600, I want to say I got like 1200 or something like that. And I was just kind of crossing my fingers that would make up for my, I think I had a 2.0 GPA. Was it lower than that even? It might have been lower than that. I don't know. It was bad, though. And, yeah, I got denied for all the colleges that I applied to, which was probably a good thing in hindsight. But then, you know, I went to community college, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll just get my grades up here, and then I'll transfer to another school or something like that. I don't know. And then I just never showed up to classes. And I had no idea what I wanted to learn even. At the time, I kid you not, it hadn't even crossed my mind that I could potentially maybe one day make a video game. And that would be something that I had interest in doing. Now it's like, dude, that's what I want to do more than anything. But at the time, like, I don't know, man. It never even crossed my mind. I only thought about school and what I wanted to do, like, professionally with my life as, like, the standard jobs that you can get. And at one point I wanted to be an electrician because I was pretty good at math. My math skills, they've kind of deteriorated big time over the years here. But I was actually pretty good at math. That was the one subject that was like bumping up the rest of my GPA, and the subject that bumped up my SATs and all that stuff, whereas the other subjects, they were just trash the whole time, man. I was never good in like English and stuff like that. But I was good at math, and I was thinking, like, you know, there's some math-based stuff in this, I don't know, maybe like electrical. I was like, electrical engineering, that's probably too much, but maybe electrician or something. I don't even know what was going through my mind. I didn't even know enough about the job or what went into it to know anything. But at one point I wanted to do that. At one point I was like, well, I could maybe teach math. Maybe I'll be a math teacher. But I was just thinking of jobs. I wasn't thinking of what I wanted to do, what would be enjoyable, what would be a fun way to spend my life, you know. And then eventually, you know, kind of figure life out a little bit, as much as one can figure out life, because what the hell is life? That's right, we're getting that deep here. Yeah, then I realized, like, I don't want to do any of this stuff. And then I realized, like, oh man, I'm just trying to go to college to make my parents feel like I'm not a major disappointment to them or something like that, you know? My parents, they're the type of parents that, man, they kind of supported me doing whatever. I, who knows? Maybe they talk to each other and they're like, oh man, I can't believe our kids just playing video games all his whole life, and that's all he's ever doing. But you know, it's not like they put that pressure on me. I just always kind of wanted to go to college and graduate college for them, kind of thing. But then, yeah, I realized like that's not going to make me happy. Let's learn to do something else. BG last, please. All right, Pete. Where is your last one at? BG wants to be like Kabam Mike. I do not envy Kabam Mike's job. That is a job that I that I wouldn't want to have. I mean, you know, like, I shouldn't say that. Like, yeah, I would do his job, and there's other worse jobs out there, and I would do any job if I needed to. I mean, you know, not like it sounds like I'd be a hitman the way I'm saying it, but you know, like I don't think of jobs as like certain jobs as like, you know, I don't even know the right way to say it. Whatever. Let me just read Pete's comment. Well, Brian, I got a degree, and it's not that great. They didn't even spell my name right. Okay, yeah, you're right, Pete. Degree is overrated. Pete, you described my life, except I got into a college and was undecided in my major and everything else you said. See, that's where I think it actually worked out for the best that I didn't get into one of those colleges, man, because I was applying to... I mean, I don't... Are state schools... What is a state school? What is a state school? But anyway, I was applying to, like, the University of Connecticut, University of Vermont, University of Rhode Island. I think I applied to... There's a couple of schools in New York. I think I applied to Ithaca, but that might have just been from a movie. But I'm pretty sure I also applied there and then was like, oh, hey, this was in that movie. I'm pretty sure. And, you know, we visited all those schools and everything. And, you know, of course, thought about how expensive they'd be. And it was like, oh, whatever, man. You know, just get a good job after and pay that off. But, man, after dropping out, thinking about I could have still had to pay a lot of that back. That's rough, man. Those student loans. I've never had to deal with that, and I'm pretty happy that I never had to deal with it. Do you ever wonder what you'd look like if instead of repping MCOC you were working out? All the time, yeah. Like, definitely, dude. I've thought about that my entire life of, like, if I wasn't doing... If I just exercised a little bit each day, it'd be so much better. But unless I'm forced to do it, I just don't do it. If there was another thing where, in a way, it was good that I had to bike to work. I was in much better shape, much better health overall. I'm going to get back to it, though. I've got some plans. That by the end of the year... will be revealed. Can't talk about it yet. Anyway, it's very late, and I'm going to go now. I'm sorry that I didn't really read a ton of comments in this last hour or so of the stream. Normally I try to read a lot more of them. If I missed your questions and all that, sorry, but hopefully come back tomorrow and ask again. Yeah. Let's go find that egg. Because I could ramble on. I can keep rambling on for a long time, but I need to end it. So those plans are like the website coming at end of year. Yeah, see, that's the problem with promising things is I fall through on those promises more often than I And I keep my guess. This one has to happen, though. This is... I said that about the website, didn't I? Yeah, I guess just like the website. I'll have to prove myself. Some way. Day stream? Probably won't do a day stream. Well, it would be nice to do a day stream. It's always nice to do day stream. No, I don't think day stream tomorrow. You never know, though. All right. Anyway, on that note, Aaron, thank you very much for being the big D of the night, man. Appreciate it. Thank you to everyone else who sent over a little something. It is always appreciated, guys. And I'll be back tomorrow night for sure. Probably not daytime. Good night, everybody.